You are my Mew. What a Mew. Oh, hi, Mew. Yes, you're a Twinkie ass. Oh, darn it all. There. Hi, Lady Grey. How are you doing? Well, Lady Grey came to say hello, too. Well, she's a good girl. Yes, she is. She's a good girl. She's waiting till you get your pats. And then it's her turn. Yes, then it's her turn. Yeah. Oh, it's your turn. It's your turn. Then it's your turn. It's Mew's turn, and then it's Lady Grey's turn. Yeah. Well, Lady Grey, you could just jump up here too, but you don't. So we go with that. We know that you are just, you know all sorts of protocol. She's a good girl, Mew. I know why you like her. You say she's the niece I never had. No kidding. Let's do your picture. Are you ready? Picture time. Oh, frick you. I don't feel well. And my thought is, oh well. Don't really want to do that tomorrow, so yes, I don't. By the way, I know that song and I could do a better job than they are.
What?
Never mind, I know that song and I could do a better job than they are. I got all sorts of things to update you on, but we're going to come and do devotions right now, okay? And Lady Grey is such a nice girl. You're not even over here, but you can hear me on tape anyway. I got the tape running. So Mew comes over, and Lady Grey follows behind her, and Mew comes up and does her pats, and Lady Grey sits here like a lady in waiting, crouched, waiting to be patted. There you are. I'm talking about you. Oh, oops, it's Mew. Can I get patted? I can get rubbed too. Yes, you can. Did you see this? See what I mean? She's so cool. No, Gunner will come out and watch and say, "Oh, can I get maybe touched?" Yeah. I don't know why I put up with you, only because you do that, or we'd send you away. I told her that too. You'd know I had a talk with that cat one night here, and I said, "Oh yes, Gunner, I've had that talk with you too." And Gunner's real hesitant on it. But I said to Lady Grey, if you could not bring your ass over here, you're out of here. Like, I don't care what you think of what goes on here. I am the one you have got to at least address. And Mew jumped up, looked at me, looked at her, and I think Mew said, "Yep." So if Mew is my regent or the auntie, actually Mew is in charge. But Mew recognizes that I'm the sponsor or something. There's some kind of weird relationship we got. So let's do devotions, and then I'll tell you all about anything I got caught up with Angela and a few other people, okay?
Yeah.
I don't feel well, Tim. I vomited twice. And
Well, at least tonight you get an extra hour's sleep.
I will talk about it, what else we're going to do. Yeah, because you changed all sorts of whatever. And I don't know why I feel like I do, but I just feel like it. I think a lot of it has to do with lack of sleep. You want to go get my glass of wine? I mean, I could use a glass of wine. You know how, like he says, get your coffee first? Well, get me a glass of wine and we'll listen to this. Thank you. Hold on. We need a picture of this. Because I posted on Facebook and everybody thinks it's Starbucks. Isn't that great? Hold on. Wait. Smile. Yeah, everybody thinks it's Starbucks. Or something. I don't know. Thank you. Now I'm going to sit here and try to mellow out. Or whatever. I don't think I should eat anything tonight. Is what I think. You need to eat something this time.
No, I don't.
What have you done with the stuff? Did you set it up?
Yes.
Well, then it's breakfast, okay? And you have to eat it when I get you up. Whether we're going out or not, you have to do that. The sandwiches would keep for tomorrow, but I actually don't think I should be. Not after vomiting twice. I don't know what to do. Let's do that, okay? No, not vomit, but emotions.
It was now the 15th year of the reign of Tiberius, the Roman Emperor. Pontius Pilate was governor over Judea. Herod Antipas was ruler over Galilee. His brother Philip was ruler over Iturea and Trachonitis. Xanthias was ruler over Abilene. I read that last night.
That's fine. Read it together. Let's just get on with it, okay?
Isaiah had spoken of John when he said, "He is a voice shouting in the wilderness, prepare the way for the Lord's coming. Clear the road for him. Valleys will be filled, and the mountains and hills made level. The curves will be straightened, and the rough patches made smooth. And then all people will see the salvation sent from God." When the crowds came to John for baptism.
I'm going to interrupt you. Here's Mew. Mew kissed her in the ear. I was rubbing Mew. Lady Grey comes over. Mew kissed her and said it's okay. And Gunner's sitting over there watching. Okay, now I'm going to clean my paws. Yes, I know Mew. It is. It's priceless. And then there's Lady Grey. I'm going to come up here. Aww. That's cool. It is cool, isn't it? For all that she dumps stuff down to him, I do like that cat.
She said how many of the Cheerios you guys got into today.
What did they do?
The bag was on the floor, pulled out of the box.
Was it really?
There was Cheerios all over the place.
What'd you do, pick them up and throw them in it?
Yeah.
You little turd. I know who it was. It would have been her. She's the one who likes them. Oh, she's a little turd, you.
What a mess.
Yeah, well, I bought kitty litter that is not the same as it used to be. Now I have a mess that is ongoing upstairs. It's like sand all over the place. It's all in her fur. I don't know. I've got to change the kitty litter meeting. I'm probably going to install clay. Take this out, and I don't know what to do with it. I really don't. I don't know if I put clay in with it, if it would help it. It may probably make it worse. So I have 2 boxes of this shit that are both open that I don't know what we're going to do with. And it is like sand. It's like sand. So you can imagine what my floor looks like. Well, imagine dumping 2 cups of sand around. No, you can't, can you? Well, that's what I'm talking about. You're not going to make another mess. And if she kicks it, it's out of the litter box. It's fucking everywhere. Okay, let's read another few verses and pray, okay? because I have my own version of what we should do tomorrow.
When Carlos came to John for baptism, he said, "You brood of snakes, who warned you to do God's coming? Who warned you to flee God's coming wrath? Prove by the way you live in these very stones. Repent of their sins."
Yes, that's the Cheerios, you turd ass.
Even now, they say to each other, "God's judgment safe, for we are descendants of Abraham." That means nothing. For I tell you, God can create children. Yes, every tree that does not produce good fruit will be chopped down and thrown into the fire. The crowds asked, "What do we do?" John replied, "If you have 2 shirts, give one to the poor. If you have food, share it with those who are hungry." Even corrupt tax collectors came to be baptized and asked, "Teacher, what should we do?" He replied, "Collect no more taxes than the government requires."
Let's stop there, okay? Because I'm going to get you to go over and carefully bring me a piece of paper so I can give the cats something to amuse themselves. And I would stand up, and I'm not going to tell you that I want to vomit and I'm dizzy. It's not cool, Tim. And I got in, and I managed to get the driveway quasi-organized. It's not bad. We could tolerate it. I can open the door if there's a breeze, and it isn't. I swept them out of the garage today because it comes under the door, and it comes under the door at the back. So I got a half a bucket out there of what came out of the garage. That's kind of cool, isn't it? Or maybe it's not. And I tidied up Kevin's side so that it doesn't track him as bad. And I did through this area because it's so bad that when I open the door it comes in. What's that? Is that... Oh, we have toys. You have toys. What is your problem? You want more toys for Christmas and you have toys. You have toys. Here, take pictures. Look. They have toys and they want more toys for Christmas. What do I do with these bunch? And you dumped the Cheerios? You did? How am... I know who did it. It was Lady Grey. Don't tell me it was somebody else. It was you. She don't eat them. And Gunner didn't do it, but I think I do know who did. Or they've fallen over and it's just become a game. They like the littler ones better because they can pick them up with their paws and they bounce. Oh, look at the faces. Oh, look at Lady Grey going, don't I get my nose bumped? I want my nose bumped. Oh, bump. Go get it. You twits. They are such twits. See, another noise, and it's another toy, isn't it? Nope. You shoot over here. Oh, she's so excited. Shoot over here for a minute. And shoot a picture at Mew Mew's going, why do they do this? Do they think they're cats or something? Yes, Mew, they think they're cats. They don't know yet. Look at the heads. Woo, 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 woo. Pew! Okay, so let's give me that and you do devotions. And we'll talk about anything else. Or I'll just update you because it's fun. I'm glad you're alive, so I got somebody to tell all this stuff to.
God, thank you for the day. Thank you for getting us there and back. It was a good day. Saw people we haven't seen in a long time. Thank you for the whole day.
Amen.
I forgot yet I'm talking about.
Oh, no, that was not just me. Okay. Amen. So, not only did I call Mei Ling, who tells me that I don't know what she tells me. The things she tells me, I sometimes wonder. I listen to a whole discussion on vacuums, which seems less relevant than the fact that Hydro's power maps are meaningless.
What?
She said, well, it's just because people are talking on Facebook and they haven't reported it. Oh, well, I think they have. Most of Chihuahua is out of power.
Still.
Some has been restored. Good portions of Hope are out of power. Why do I know this? Because I believe these people. I don't think they're making it up. Xi'an has got emergency tree services in because good portions and most of the reserve have been without power. That update was today, this afternoon. I am not meeting with my mentor tomorrow because Alice is without power. I want you to notice something here, because this is the talk I eventually had with Angela. Isn't it odd that those are all First Nations territories?
Yeah. Except
There are some portions of Skowlitz, because that's where Dave's from, that are, guess what? Without power.
Right.
Hydro's power map does not show any of that. None of it. And if we're talking about even ALS, we're talking 200 and 300 or 400 people.
Yeah.
You know what we're talking in Xi'an.
Yeah.
It's odd, isn't it? Hydro's power map does reflect a half dozen people in Greendale and a little bit through Chilliwack. It does not reflect Chilliwack River Road.
Really?
That's the Malaways. And Elaine, right?
Yeah.
I've seen the pictures of the trees down and all the power lines down because she posted them. That won't be just through Malaways. That will also be the few settler people in there. Hydro does not reflect any of it. It's interesting, isn't it? So on that colonial note, I said to Angela, because I finally called her, and I'll get to the first part of the story. It's easier to start at the back and work backwards. And said, no, I thought of you, and I was going to call you, and then I didn't, and then I tried sending a message through to Eddie, and he didn't answer his phone, and then I thought, wait a minute, this is my witchy sort of Irish sister, I better say, belated Samhain. And she said, I was going to call you. You get the idea, okay. And they have not lost power, thankfully. And I said, and we were out at drumming, and we were also at the Reach, and this brilliant artist, and I could tell you who she is, but I can't think, and I have to send you the link or look it up. She's just brilliant. She's got some incredible work on deconstruction of colonialism. And she's a big name through Manitoba and Ontario. And 2 curators are there with us. And she said, really? She's quite interested. I said, yeah. And on top of all of that, she's in our age group. And she does a settler colonial, she doesn't self-identify with anything, perspective on dismantling the colonial system of settler colonialism in Canada. But she does it with a Jewish take, and not once did she mention Palestine. I'm not going to tell you the laughs in the background. So, I might not be fully wrong on this. This is odd. And I said, not once. And the only reason that I really went, yes, and that's because, Tim, at the end, like when they were doing whatever, some guy is talking to her, talking about whatever, and she said, and apparently he's Jewish too, and she said, yes, I know, it's really hard to even bring up or talk about the Palestine issue. How do you fit it in? And I'm hearing her talking to him, like he's her, a brother in tribe, and I'm thinking, see, something didn't feel all that right today. I couldn't really place it. Well, you know what? Listening to Frank roar and going, oh yeah, ha ha ha, I thought, yes. So I said to Angela, I said, well, you know, this is your white witchy friend who thinks she knows it all. On that note, I asked her about the song today. She has no teachings on it. Frank has no teachings. The only time they've ever heard it was at Fort Langley about 2 or 3 years ago. I'm not done. And I said, well, it just, only because of what we wanted to reach is what kind of crystallized all this. Because I told her I wasn't dissing, you know who, our leader. I said, she's wonderful. But after lectures to the drum circle and new people there that you have to have protocol, she then tells us
I might be
that we're going to practice the song.
Maybe I am,
but she's learned it basically on YouTube, and she has
about.
no info on it, but we're going to learn
sent
messages to a half a dozen people. And Angela said, well, that doesn't really make sense, does it? They are Lillooet, Statmia. You get the idea. Robert, who is a grizzly bear dancer, said, I don't even know the song. And I said in the link, he said, I don't know it. Now that's odd. Already that's odd. Because Robert does dancing and drumming and works with a group. I said, really? This is the link. I know it. So that one sits, I told Angela, I said, do you know Robert? She says, well, I think so. I said, well, blah, blah, blah. I had this great hat on, such a, oh! Well, she does remember somebody bear dancing, okay? And I said, it's odd when he says he doesn't know it. So, like, I don't know. You know, it's great. I would go and learn the song. I need the so-called copyright. Where did it come from? Whose is it? Or is it even legitimate? Because I'll be darned if I'm going to start learning something, go out and babble it. And, okay, you see where we're talking about proper teachings? So, at least Angela agreed with me, and I said, well, I don't know if Frank hears anything. She said, don't worry, he's listening and nodding. So I take it my Cree elder is telling me I'm thinking. If I'm doing nothing else, I'm thinking, okay? It's been an odd day. So I'm going to talk to you off camera on some other stuff, and it's about... Angela says to me, she says, I hear you were in church. Yeah, they let witches all into all sorts of places. Well, you weren't there. Well, and I don't know what they were doing. They were doing something. She says, yeah. She says it was on, and Carol sent her. Or Carol called her. I think Carol has her number. Whatever. What? This is actually good stuff. Trust me, it's good stuff. Well, that's another reason I thought just screw it. We have a time change. We've had rains, high winds. It's not, Tim, like I don't have my own damages here to work with, okay? I already told you I've worked through a garbage can of leaves, and half of them came out of from behind my truck, inside. That's what I did tonight, okay? I have not gone out and even looked in the front yard yet. I don't know. I just decided I didn't want to.
Yeah.
And last night, I went out when I was up here, and I went out later and re-secured whatever. The fact that we never lost power last night is pretty cool. We could still lose power tonight because Hydro is working on fuck knows what. Or not. And I don't know if I'm going to deal with Ange. And I don't know this, and I don't know that. But you know what? I don't think Tammy's living this where she is. Where Owen Sound isn't ran this way.
We used to live in Owen Sound. They can get pretty nasty down there.
Well, I don't think it's being ran like this.
Here's the thing. If you're here today,
Daphne has sent her best repeatedly. I'm talking to Daphne regularly on
and you're a
Facebook.
mess, man.
How's she doing?
Because God wants to.
There's a lot of
to
snow
use
and
you
it's not
in the
pretty.
midst of your mess. In Romans it said that while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. You see, God's got it.
And she's in
But do you
mid to northern Manitoba.
And my prayer
Where?
is
You
right
better
now,
look
right
at
now,
mid
this
to
message
northern
is
Manitoba.
something in your
Oh, I think that's
I'm
the
sorry you
Oh,
never
yeah.
liked
Pretty
the helmets
lots of
with
fun, huh?
wings.
If there's something in
I
your
thought
life
they were
that
pretty
you've been
cool.
trying to escape from and you held it.
I preferred the one that Thor wore.
That's who you wanted to be. It's
Always.
strange that you said Mercury.
Why?
Because that's essentially your god form.
Good.
Yes. Oh,
Well,
isn't that weird?
yes.
Yeah. You always wanted to be Thor, huh?
Yeah.
I asked you to give me a god form. I didn't want you to talk to me about you, okay, friend?
Yeah.
Well. Anyway. Moving right along. Do you want to play this game again now?
I don't know enough of the old gods.
That's pretty wild you would say Mercury. All things.
What?
Never mind. Pretty odd. Pick a letter.
R.
R. Well, I'll have to work with that one.
Don't just stand there looking idle. There's no way to
I'll have to look further because what I come up with is a rune on that. That's what it hits.
We must survive.
And the meaning of the rune?
Separate ways.
What?
What rune?
Well, that's beside the point, but I will look into that. It's kind of a R. Okay. We'll work with that thought.
It's time you remembered
That's interesting.
Wow.
because I've
I
turned
gotta
this
find the
upside down lots of
soundtrack
people
to
have.
this show.
Particularly Cat Haven has no space. They never have any space. They raise funds constantly to care for the cats. They never seem to go out for adoption. There's no place to go. And Daisy said to me, "Oh yeah, I guess that's you said that back in the spring." I wondered where you were walking far to. So we're going to go over to characters, I take it, or do you want to go out to say white spot? We've got time to do that.
Well, we know characters is open.
Well, we know characters is open, but we would have to sit in the bar or go through the front. Rather go to characters at lunch for fries is what I'd rather do.
Right.
Besides, I may not get bacon and eggs. I may eat soup, which sounds like a real good idea. It's hot. But I don't want to sit in the bar at this time of day. It's
No.
too freaking dark. And I don't even know if they're open in there at this time of day. Yeah, they must be. They are. Because we've been there before. At least in the summer they are. since what would be 6 then, I guess, with the extra hour.
Right.
My usual alarm clock for 5. No, we fall back.
Stop.
Why am I stopping?
Because there was a red light.
It was turning green. It was yellow over on the other one.
So I was going by what was ahead.
Huh?
I was just going by what was ahead.
Well, it was going yellow on it right in here. We fall back, so I got up at 4. Did I not then? Sit right about here.
No. So what time did you get up today?
Hello there, you. You're pretty dark. Yes, you are. Here. Let me take pictures out that away from me.
Turn them off. Thank you. I have the greatest picture of that tree. I should show it to you sometime. I came out here, I walked out here. There was Java Hut or something,
Yeah.
and I met you for coffee after work there, and it was winter. It seems to me it was spring or something like it, like winter spring. It wasn't this time of year.
No.
I don't think. No, it might have been. It's just we had ice. I wonder if we had an early snow. Pictures I remember. No, there was nothing in the fields because I have a shot of that field. But there's ice laying in it. Like, you know, the little bits in.
Right.
Anyway. You didn't yell at him to stop, did you?
Would have been sitting in his cab, I would have.
Oh, well, there you go.
Bloody cold, you know that? Look at these things are still going. Oh, I love the smell of those. Can you smell them? Can you even smell them? Oh, they're just... What is that stuff called? Elysium? Oh, Elysium. I can't believe the Elysium's still going. And you can smell it the minute you get out of the van. Wow, huh? Sure. Can I get by a window maybe?
Is over there fine, or would you like?
Over here's good. It feels warmer over here. Okay, go take a window. It's at least bright. There, here. Thank you.
I'll just take this away. I'll just.
It's just, in fact, we would have gone to characters, but it's so darn dark in there right now. Yeah,
I'll
so.
just take these up for you.
Okay. Thank you. Oh, thanks, Lisa. Oh my God. Yeah, I
can't believe the Elysium still. I thought Frost would have died.
So
Thank you.
you're so lucky. And our morning special is the Nat's Hardy.
Is it part of me?
The Nat's Hardy with the large juice is our morning special today.
Okay, hang on a second. Let me get that. Here it is.
Enjoy.
There. You never put a hair tie in, did you?
No, I couldn't find the one you gave. I gotta go over to Save-On. I get another package of this morning.
That was a small one.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it was. Well, I'm going out to get you a hair tie. Glasses are a mess. Here. What is it that she's talking about? Holy shit, man, look at the braces.
Yeah.
I guess we should go into characters, huh? I guess we could go back there. What do you want to do now?
No, we'll eat here.
We will we?
Yeah.
Just a moment.
Okay. Martha's. You see Sunny's scarf. Do they not just have bacon and eggs? They don't just have a bacon and eggs? They don't have bacon and eggs. This is a good reason to leave, Tim.
Eggs in a style with bacon.
Where?
Hot bacon.
Where?
Nat's Hardy breakfast.
Oh, I guess so. Well,
And with smashed brown potatoes.
well, we can go over. Come on, we'll take it. You said you wanted to go to whatever, okay? Come on. Tell her that you wanted to go over there. You want to go over to the Rhombus. Okay, come on. He's gonna go to the Rhombus. Don't ask.
Okay, no worries.
It's one of those days.
No problem.
Oh, thank you.
Take care.
Oh, God, I'm cold. Okay, hang on. I gotta go open the whatnot. Are you able to put that in the front seat?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, well, I've learned something then, okay? The Elysium is beautiful anyway. Oh. Hold on, I'm working on it. Oh, shit. It's a long way over. I hope I put that in here. Yes, I did. There it is. Okay. Okay, so you're right. So we should have gone to characters. Is that it?
Probably.
I guess that's where we're going. $18, Tim, is still a lot of money for 2 eggs. I'm gonna get the hell out of here. That's a good question. Okay, here, you better take this out too. I think we left when we did, or we would have. So, it's not showing a little bit like those moments. It's not showing up on here. Never mind. I find it astounding. I really personally think it has to do something to do with hydro and PR stuff. And yeah, not that nobody's updated it, just because. So it's 9:15. We're still doing fine. I think are we? Watch, we're gonna have another one of those days.
Hope not.
It's not a very big menu, actually, for breakfast. That's a very small menu.
Yeah, it is.
I'm really small. Boy, Burger King seems better and better all the time, doesn't it? What a thing to say, eh?
Well, up to a point.
Why, you can't handle that all the time? I figured what I would try to do is work in the front, though. Or do you mind sitting in the back?
Don't mind sitting in the back.
Well, it's got to be quiet. Okay, so remind me that we're not going to White Spot because it's expensive.
Yes.
I wondered if IHOP was still as bad as it used to be.
I don't know.
We were out there, we could have gone and found Cora's or something, but I thought Cora's were just in the food court.
Maybe they are.
I think that they are. I think that's the only place that they are, is they've got a spot in the food court.
We could have sat over there. Never thought of that. Under the pool table? Oh, they're not doing up there. No, she meant up there, I thought.
That go indoor and go right.
I'm not the one that's taking up 2 parking spots. All 3 of those trucks are into. But you know what? If I was a truck, I'd do that too. Like the red truck. I don't know what to do with it. The problem is then it sticks out so long. So, anyway, here we are. Hi, there you are. Seriously cold. There, look, we didn't go to Ricky's.
Thank God.
Huh? You're wearing a Band-Aid. You've got to call them tomorrow, Tim. You have to.
Who's that?
Your niece? Your niece? Oh. I like the tube. That's pretty cool.
You're lucky, you get the color.
I want to color.
Get you some crayons, eh?
Why can't I color?
You could have sitting, I don't think you have them because I'd see it all over your walls.
Yeah, that's the chalk. That's the chalk.
Yeah, that's not chalk.
So that's something else up there. This isn't a bad little spot over there. That one's probably nicer because you can really sit on the... Oh, goody. So it's going to be one of those weird things. Well, this is inside. I don't even know really where to go at that point. I thought of going for a ride down the dike. Well, with this rain, it might be enough to rinse the van off afterwards. Yeah, get that thing turned down. In fact, you could warm your hand up and reach your finger right now. That would be a good idea. Okay. Oh, that's good. I wouldn't use it. I don't know what to do. Well, I could douse it with some vinegar. Which is...
I got it here.
What?
I got it here.
You got...
A spoon from here.
No, you did not. You got it at White Spot. Are you all right this morning?
Maybe not.
Yeah, so I'd worked for a bit. I think she hadn't moved in the last couple of days. That's what it was.
I was here.
No, it wasn't here. So it would be a good idea to reach your finger.
Morning.
And if you've had that turned off, that's why you don't know what you're talking about. That's true too.
He was leaving with that.
That's what happens.
Somebody was coming in.
What?
I don't even think they said
I think he's having a beer right now. They've got orange juice over there going over the bar that she's played with, so it's obviously what?
I was already.
Vodka. Yeah, basically. which, you know, is at least an excuse that it's the morning. But then they're running, it looks like a beer down that way. No, that might be iced tea. But that's beer. Just seems like it's awfully early in the morning.
Yeah. Unless you're camping.
Well, I can't imagine doing beer at this time of the morning anyway. I can't imagine doing beer at night either.
I've seen fellows drink beer too with that.
This time in the morning and it's cold and you have coffee and put whiskey in it. That would work. Okay, well, hot chocolate and put whiskey in it or milk and
everything.
whiskey and milk. It don't matter. You put whiskey in it. And if you needed to drink water, well, you can have a cider. We're going to ask for it smells bad, not just in here, it smells bad outside. Like really
Sure.
Weather being what it is, this is not a good time to go for a long drive. We could go towards Harrison, and what we do. They have no decent ice cream at that place anymore. Baskin Robbins, there's a bunch of screwy flavors. They're trying to use them up, right? I think he's going to want HP too. Thank you.
At least a thank you, right? He'll say that he did. Thank him.
Thank you. Okay. I want HP sauce. Breakfast it instead of at lunch, right? Is that it? Okay, hang on. There's the foodie picture. Actually, it's a better looking food picture. To have an eggs Joyce. That's what I increased. And I convinced everybody in that, and then we all would go in, and we'd have like 12 of them coming. And they did it with a cheese sauce that was like a spice, like a nacho cheese sauce we used to get. And it was really good. A couple of the other years this time, and left chat. Our Sundays, we went down to see her for Sunday. You know, we did either Victory or just went down that way, and see, that's a nice quiet Sunday too. You know, let's go visit somebody and yeah. Okay. You want a coffee? I'll get you one. Okay. Does that work? Okay. Go ahead. Be careful on here. I thought it really cool. That's incredible, isn't it? This.
Yeah, isn't it great?
Wow. I took the pictures off the camera. I'll get them posted and tag you.
Don't worry. I just love to see you.
How you doing, you?
Okay, you want another joke?
What?
So Tim says to me the other week, he says, "Who's that big guy?"
Oh, really? Hey, you want to hear a good joke?
No, what?
What's the second thing that, what's the second thing that goes on a human?
I'm not even going to answer that, you know.
Oh,
that.
listen.
Okay.
His memory, their memory. You're supposed to say, what's the first?
What's the first? Okay.
Good, I'll let you do it.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Very good, very good. You realize you obviously know Leo. Okay.
I have known
40
Leo
years.
since.
Okay. Leo.
I think it's longer.
Leo is my daughter's
I was
father.
17.
You're kidding.
Yeah.
Amy is my daughter that I adopted,
Yeah.
and
No wonder I
Leo-
thought I was attracted to her. I said, I got to know this woman.
Ah, there you go, eh? Yeah.
That is incredible.
yeah, it's a small world. But when you're coming back into Chilliwack, it's not that small. I mean,
No.
it's not that big a world. Let's
No.
put it that way. One
That
of the
is
two.
really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we're hooked up.
You be careful. I'm going to decide I'm an auntie, okay?
Okay, we're just
Oh, yeah.
we're just trying to figure out when she's getting here. She was picking up kids from sleepovers.
Oh, was she?
On the way coming, so she came last Sunday, and she should be here
There's
momentarily.
Natalie right there.
Oh, there they are, and Grace. Amy's just getting out of the car.
I just think this is so incredible.
There's our daughter right there.
There it is. There's our daughter. That's right.
Wow.
That's right. Oh, by the way, we signed up all the papers on.
Natalie. Kathy, this is Natalie, my granddaughter.
You be careful. I'm going to decide on your auntie or something, okay?
She's known Papa Leo for years and years and years.
Oh, yeah.
77.
That's what I guess it is.
17 years old.
Yeah, it is too. Wow.
Are you a little cold?
Oh, Chewy, look cold.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do up another button. Your bare belly's showing. You're making me cold.
I'm not going with
One more,
belly
one. No, I know, but one more button, and then I won't feel as.
This is
Then I won't feel as cold.
Maxine. I named her after my mom.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, I started calling her Maxine after my mom passed away. So
Yeah, see, she's
her other name was Amy.
Maxine Amy, so she goes by
Named her
Amy.
after her.
Whatever happened to Crystal?
She's in Vancouver somewhere.
Is she?
Yeah, she's a second, she's a medical, or a first aid.
Is she really?
Yeah, so she just walked around.
Doing good.
Look at
Doing
you.
good.
You look awesome.
Oh boy, I tell you, it makes us feel old.
What'd you
Old.
change?
Yes,
Honey, I gotta go get him a coffee.
Yes, yes.
Good stuff. Pretty cool.
Minutes are for the rain. I'm just like, let's get it done.
That's right.
It's cold, isn't it? I know. Yeah, see, I was doing that this morning too.
No, I have gloves. But my walk is 20 minutes. That's why
I know there's a couple of years between us, but I think you'll get this one. I can remember watching the aunties and mums doing this, going like, really? And I hit a certain age, and it was like, oh boy. Oh.
Hi, Denise. I'm going to have tea here. What kind of tea would you like? Do you have peppermint?
Rivers or whatever. They used to be high pressure, low pressure.
Yeah, but there's so much moisture in it now, they just call them rivers.
Yeah.
Right?
It's ridiculous.
As long as it doesn't happen like it did last year.
No.
You see what that happened.
Well, last year wasn't just that. It's because stateside they haven't done anything with their dikes and
Well,
stuff.
that's true too, yeah.
You know, so if they had,
Yeah.
we probably wouldn't be there.
Well, and the issue too is it flows towards us. They don't care.
That's why they haven't done it. That's right. Like, who cares?
They can deal with it.
Oh, yeah.
We'll just open our floodgates down there and let it go.
Exactly.
It's a thought, isn't it?
Then it just turns around and backs up into Sumas anyway and floods all the Sumas.
Yeah, exactly.
What are they doing in Sumas? I take it they're putting in an emergency road with that raised. Have you been down that way yet?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, they have got one side that literally sits way up above, so I'm assuming it's to make for emergency access.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah,
I can
you've
see
got
that.
it.
Would make sense, yeah.
Yep.
Finally, somebody's thinking, right?
Somebody was thinking we would figure out how to get to Abbotsford without having to use the highway, okay? Oh,
Well, we had it figured out last year, just grab the boat.
I did.
That's right.
I'll doctor it up for them. Worry about flu and all.
What time it is here? Yep, almost time.
How are you doing, Kai?
Double, because I don't think he's got one yet, and if he has, he'll drink two of them anyway.
How are you?
I'm living. Are you living?
Yes, I am.
Well, other than the fact it's cold today.
Yes, it is. It is that.
Oh yeah.
Hi, how you doing?
I guess so.
Nice to see you, Aaron.
Yeah, can I see it too?
Yeah, how did you guys enjoy that bike ride?
Oh, that was quite nice.
Yeah. Feels like a long time ago now, hey?
It does, yeah. Excuse me, sorry. Yeah, it was quite fun.
What kind of drink can I get you, Aaron?
Just coffee with some cream.
Oh, thank you. Can I touch that again? That feels good. It does.
Can I take some more?
Thank you.
Hey, beautiful, how are you? Nice to see you. Hey, good morning. How's it going? Very nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. You guys gonna come and sit in the service? Yes. Oh, cool. Okay, I'll see you in there. Yeah.
Thank you.
You want to give it freezing, right?
Yeah. Baby today. Here you go. No, there. I'm gonna go to the bathroom, okay? So if you just hang out. Watch, I'm gonna be going outside and taking the sweater off soon. I'm warmer than whatnot already. Oh. There. I got a coffee. You should be happy. And you've got my water someplace?
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay. It's just my gloves. Don't worry about it. Oh, that's okay. No, I don't want it right now. If you put it in there, that's good. And I may go take off this one if I can get back in here. But we'll sit for a minute.
See where the snow line is.
That's quite interesting, isn't it?
I thought it was all white geese.
Yeah, I did too one day when I was coming through here.
Plastic tails.
What insurance is open today? Is Hub at all?
As far as I know.
No, it's Sunday. I don't think Hub is open on Sunday. They're open on Saturday. There's one at Superstore. There is one at Superstore, but there's no Hub out in service anymore. There's one on Airport Road. I don't think there's a Hub in Sandwest. Because they closed them.
Thank you.
are you on Trelegy?
On which?
One inhaler?
Yeah, what's the Ellipta?
Okay.
And there's a Zen Hale that is not covered that they actually filled a prescription
He doesn't.
for. So I'm not sure.
I didn't prescribe it.
You didn't.
Trelegy is
Is
all he
that's
needs.
what I thought.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so he doesn't need anything except the
Okay.
this one. So I can re-prescribe it for him. I don't know who and why they would do such a thing.
Sometimes I don't know why we have the beds that are coming in. So
They will keep sending them unless you do something about it. So the Ventolin is the rescue inhaler.
Yeah.
That's only as needed. And the Trelegy is what you need to take every day.
I also got
You don't need,
Atrovent.
so
Atrovent as well.
so Trelegy
Yeah.
and Ventolin and salbutamol. That's it.
Okay.
You don't need anything else. Oh, and have you been to the hospital at all since we last met, or no?
no.
And no prednisone and no antibiotics?
I got prednisone at the house in case I need it.
Sorry?
I have prednisone at the house.
And
No, I mean you haven't taken it
yes, he has. Yes, you have.
in the
You
past 3 weeks.
did. Yes. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yes, he has.
And why did he?
Really, really short on breath.
For how long?
About 3 days.
Okay. It's okay. It usually has to take some time.
Yeah.
Don't twist your hand. Oh, your hands are freezing.
Yeah.
I've often got him putting his hand under his arm, and that kind of helps.
It's too cold. Yeah, too much.
Warm your hand up like you do at home.
And do you have prednisone at home?
Yes.
You still have?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I just got one.
And were you short of breath and chest tight, or short of breath? Okay. Well, it seems you know what you need to do, so that's good. So unfortunately, we can't check your oxygen, but you know you're pink, so your oxygen is and you have oxygen there, so
Yes.
that's good. Big breath in and out. Okay, so I think over the next few months we'll just do phone calls unless there is an emergency. Okay?
That works.
Okay.
Oh, I know what we need to ask. Dr. Reed ordered a sleep study.
Yes.
For what it's worth, the last time Tim was in at Abbey, it was uncomfortable. They were late coming down even for him that night. He came home. Weeb has not returned calls. What should we do with this? Is it really necessary to do a sleep study if we're kind of coping, or?
Just before I forget, because
Yeah.
I don't know. Do whatever you feel is best for you. Is that these people are not professional at all.
It kind of perplexed me with some of this.
I actually was hoping to work in Abbotsford, but because I'm different than them, they brought that guy and said, no, you stay there. So anyway.
It was difficult there with him. It was a real hard afternoon.
I
and I wasn't sure. I finally looked at him and said, look, they're not here yet. Do you want to go home? And he said yes. And it was actually a relief in many ways. So, yeah.
Nice seeing you both.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Take care, my friend.
Eventually I'll have warm hands.
Well, we'll warm them up. Okay.
Have a good day. Take care.
That has to be dropped off. Okay? That's what we're doing now. And you don't use the other one that's the Zan Hale. You only use the one that he's given you. Jesus, heaven fucking Christ. Jesus, heaven fucking Christ. Give me that. Jesus Christ, Timothy. You could have brought it around the other side, couldn't you? I mean, that's what you could have done. Instead of trying to do that. That would have been a good idea, right? Now, what are we going to do with this sleep study stuff?
Like he says, it doesn't look like I really need it.
Well, he didn't say that. He said do whatever you feel it might be best. Now, by law, I'm probably not supposed to do this. I'm the driver. I would theoretically stay with the vehicle. However, most people, like even RCMP or whatever, don't argue this. We are doing your errands and I'm the foot person. So that's how that works. We're not touching the goddamn cigarettes. Jesus Christ. God damn it. For fuck's sakes. I don't know what's wrong with my this is not working now. So I don't know what's all I'm working on it. All right, I'm an old person here from the looks of it. It's 3:30 right now, and I've got almost 2 hours to put this open. For not quite a half hour. I am dressed at that point, ready to roll again. You know, maybe I'll paint my fingernails or something. I find it's quite remarkable that he's been in touch with us yet.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. So, the guidelines, even with Sparks, and the University of Vancouver, and any of the other cities, Chilliwack is apparently known for this, that a building that has to be accessible to public or stuff, and that would include, they don't mean churches per se,
but even if it be private property, then it's supposed to be done a certain way. Putting up, it's cold out there.
Yep.
We have gotten a fair amount of snoopers. So this is no idea. Okay. That was $30. Honoring you. I'm coming back. Here, okay? That's a lot. Well, I guess you could look before you start to turn in, all right? So where are we going to go and park?
No idea.
Well, this looks like more fun than over there, right?
Okay.
Yes, I don't know. Oh, shit. At least it is warmer in here right now. Okay, hang on. I'm working at it. I'm working on it or something, and I don't know what's wrong with my freaking camera. It just, it's like it's sticky or something's on it. Here, got some more napkins in there. So, well, that's good, but for that price, it should have pieces of cherry in it, okay?
Uh-huh.
Where did we do the other one? Kent. I would rather go to Kent at this point, okay? Yeah. Yeah, I think I would rather go to Kent. Yeah, for that price, it should have pieces of cherry. I don't know about that. That should have pieces of whatever.
Chunks of caramel.
Or, yeah. And I'm not sure if it's because my camera is cold. That may be what's going on with this. Because now, see, suddenly it's starting to warm up again. I guess. Or something. Yeah, I'll tell you the truth, it's got a nice texture, but the theirs is better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you're getting it all over you.
Yeah.
No, probably. Holy fuck. No, we're gonna have a problem with that cone.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. So if need be, there's a spoon, okay? I can always take a cone home and smash it up. I'm having a problem with this cone. Wow. And I can't back out on Rennie either tonight. That's the other worst of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet you it's because the camera's cold.
Probably. You got some sort of topping on the top of it.
It's a white chocolate or something. That's why I said you're gonna need a spoon if you take the cone home and crunch it up.
The wind is so strong.
Huh?
The wind is so strong that the Seahawks, whatever you want to call them, are acting like helicopters and just hovering in one place.
Do you want a spoon for it?
Not yet.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I think Kent ice cream is better. What can I say? Yeah. I can tell what time it is. Put the phone in your pocket and zip it. And it would need to be hung up for a couple of minutes yet today.
Yes.
Has it been done?
Not since this morning.
Well, then you need to zip it in so we don't lose it, right? It would have been good, Tim, if you had mentioned that this was really cool up here to me, and you did not.
What?
You could have mentioned that this was cool in here, and you did not. Okay? That would have been a good idea, right? Hi, guys.
He is a voice shouting in the wilderness. Prepare the way for the Lord's coming. Clear the road for him. The valleys will be filled and the mountains and hills made level. The curves will be straightened and the rough places made smooth. And then all people will see the salvation sent from God. When the crowds came to John for baptism, he said, "You brood of snakes, who warned you to flee God's coming wrath? Prove by the way you live that you have repented of your sins and turned to God. Don't just say to each other, 'We're safe, we are descendants of Abraham.' That means nothing. I tell you, God can create children of Abraham from these very stones. Even now, the axe of God's judgment is poised ready to sever each of the trees. Yes, every tree that does not produce good fruit will be chopped down and thrown into the fire." And the crowds asked, "What should we do?" John replied, If you have 2 shirts, give one to the poor. If you have food, share with those who are hungry." Even corrupt tax collectors came to be baptized and asked, "Teacher, what should we do?" He replied, "Collect no more taxes than the government requires." "What should we do?" asked some soldiers. John replied, "Don't extort money or make false accusations, and be content with your pay."
Let's stop there and pray. We're going to take this thing out today, I think, okay? We're going to take this down. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it.
I don't know either.
Well, I have to go find the drill and hope to God that I've got a bit for it. Let's pray, okay?
God, thank you for the day. Thank
Okay,
you for God.
we're talking about
Thank
whatever.
you for the things she
You had a
does.
what?
Even the things I don't see.
You had a vision.
Thank you for
Well, that's
everything.
because
That
you
was
have oxygen deprivation, but that's beside. I don't
a
think
long
that.
one too. It concerned you and Matt and some black guy. 300 people. And we're watching him on stage.
When did this happen?
Months ago. We were watching him on stage.
This is what you're talking about went on in the hospital.
You insisted to me that I was dating a black guy.
I've come to the realization that it's the real Matt. The one we don't see.
Is the black guy?
No.
You're really losing me here. Tim, let's just start with this before, because you obviously know this vision, okay?
Yeah.
When we were in the hospital, you insisted that I was dating a black guy. You even insisted that I was having an affair with Tim, he wasn't a care aide. And he wasn't just a nurse. He was higher than a nurse. Whoever he was. And he was from Haiti or whatnot. He was incredible. He was the only one there that knew anything. That's because he was trained elsewhere than Canada. But you insisted it repeatedly. Now, has this anything to do with that, all that?
Part of it, because Matt was the start of it, and he was on a stage. I thought it was Victory Church, but now I'm not sure. But he changed. And started swearing and talking about polygamy, or polygamy.
Polygamy.
Polygamy. And I was good for his family. And then we walked out of the back of the church to his house, which seemed to be right next door.
When did this vision take place?
It was between the time I left the hospital and the time I got home. Or it was just before the hospital.
This is somewhere that this has happened when you were not well. Okay, that's all I want to know. Okay.
And there was 300 people in his house. And there were little rooms everywhere. And he was holding court. And growing glass figurines that looked like stick figures almost, but were alive.
Yeah, you told me about something like that. Okay, some of this sounds vaguely familiar because it's some of the things that you talked about in the hospital.
Then we moved to the back of his house. It was an auditorium.
Just wait, I'm going to set this so I don't have to hold on to it, okay? Because my nails are wet and I'm not, are you on there? Well, sort of. Is that you? Okay, I can see you. Okay, go ahead.
And you were there.
And I was there.
And you were snowed up with some black guy.
Yeah, there's the famous black dude.
Yep. And then we had some sort of a discussion. I can't remember what was said. And I left there. I went somewhere else and stretched out. And this is where I think it was part of the hospital. I was in a bed. And same black guy came in. Started talking to me. I thought he was going to hire me for a job. You came in and asked what was going on. And he didn't hire me. He never did say what was up with that. And he left and you left. And I got up and wandered through the house again and talked to the little creatures.
Those are the shining angels. You mentioned those. You called them, you referred to them as angels. That there had been angels. Okay.
After that, the dream just kind of fades out.
Okay. It's possible that this is just what went on with you because of oxygen deprivation. In and about the time that you had told me that was one of the nights that you were, and I'm just going to do the devil's advocate for a moment, okay? They had got the mask on you. That night we watched a lot of Victory Church. You also insisted that there might be cops because that machine made kooky noises and had a flashing red light. He went by Timmy. He was your nurse. Was in and out of there a lot and mostly ignored me because he had come in and decided I wasn't there. Remember, I don't know if you were cognizant of that, because I was there with a bag and sat down and had brought you something, and he went, are you staying? And I went, yeah. And he said, well, hospital, started the whole thing, quoted it all, and I just looked at him, and I said, he's not going to wear that if I'm not here. Now what do we do? Because he won't be intubated again. And he just sort of started to fuss with you, and he said, well, you know, don't stay too long or something. You know, it was like really bizarre. He said, I'm going to pull the curtains so it's quieter too, because the door had to be open.
Right.
And then when he came back somewhere later. It wasn't that much longer. I don't know. It was a long night. And he said, oh, and you know, Tim might need another pillow and a blanket. And he handed them to me. And I just sort of went. And I was there that night. And in the morning when he came in, it was like, by this time I'm like, you know.
Yeah.
And I came to, and he said, oh, he says, you're here early today. And I went, yeah. Now see, it's also possible, I suspect that they did not have you on camera. If they did,
they don't.
They don't. But they may have you on audio in there. Or something, or he may have adjusted it. Because there is security all through that hospital. It's terrifying stuff. And I said, yeah. And then he real quietly said, you know, we've got to do this again. Don't mention anything. And I said, I know nothing. I don't even know where I got this pillow from. I think I borrowed it. I'm that bad. And he just grinned. That boy was incredible, Tim. That was one of the angels. That's the story. That's the devil's advocate. And you did see a lot of Matt. I also listened to something that night that I wish I could find. It kicked over off of Victory Church on YouTube. And whoever was preaching was a black man. It was incredible. Okay? So maybe that's what you're seeing. But I appreciate you sharing all of this. And maybe you should explain to me what your insights are into this vision. What does it tell you?
There's something dark about Matt.
There's something wrong here.
Yeah.
I think it's odd that you've come up with that because you are a receiver. Then I'm a witch, remember?
Yeah.
But at the same time, my mother was not officially a witch. My mother knew. My mother terrified the fuck out of Logan when we got stuck in Yale. And what my mother told me that went on was what went on. And she said, I just woke up from a dream and this is what I saw and I didn't know what to make of it. And guess what? You know what? And I just told Mom, I said, you know, you worry too much. Logan told me this stuff before I touched base with my mother finally. And you know what? My mother saw what was going on. So, you know, scripturally we can say that's divine knowledge. We could also say that that's just being able to read things and energies. But there have been some things that it's interesting that you say that. It is interesting.
I like the man. I think he's a decent person. There's something there that just ain't right.
Well, there's something wrong right now with the fact that there's been something wrong. And that's what I said to Mei-Ling. I said, I'm not surprised we haven't heard back from anybody. I don't expect we will. And she says, she didn't think so either. She says, well, you know, I said, it actually flies totally in the face of all sorts of stuff, including the Pentecostal tab, who responded to me. I'm not even attached to them.
Right.
When you were in hospital. I can see CMA responding.
Yeah.
St. Thomas over here responded. Rosedale Pentecostal responded. Andrew responded. People I don't even fucking know responded.
Rosedale Pentecostal.
Rosedale Pentecostal, which is en route to out there. Having said all that doesn't matter. I just started Googling Facebook, because you can. Prayer Chains Churches, Fraser Valley, you know, whatever. Boom, 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 boom. The Alliance Church. Fuck, man, everybody. And that's over and above. I swear there were 20 churches and back east. And everything else, okay? And that isn't to say that I think Victory did pray. I don't know how much publicly, but I do know of 4 women who stayed in touch with me repeatedly on Facebook and said, here's my phone number. Now, those are women. That's not at administration or church level. So, am I going on Wednesday? Yeah, I think I should honor that. Those are whatever. So if I've got to go around with Matt and had a meltdown, Maylene looked at me and she said, well, you know, these things happen.
Yeah.
Oh, well. So why should I feel whatever? I am upset as all get out. You want me to move the van and I've got Tim and oxygen and, oh my God, the last time I stuck the van someplace we ended up with him in Abbotsford and him intubated.
Yeah.
I guess that would be reasonable, and I'm sorry. I should have been more in control, but I wasn't. There's a lot on the plate, and 1 or 2 comments made to me by people here were, well, they're all tired, and, you know, I'm not the only one. Well, you know what? Right then I was the only one.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, and you were going in to preach, but Tim is not willing to have the keys handed over for his transport vehicle. So I'm assuming that you'll back that. And I kind of know that. So, anyway.
Blows me away. Nobody from that church got a hold of us.
What, with your phone call?
Yeah.
No, nobody has replied. And the reason I will track it as well is to find out why that you are concerned, that you would like to touch base with Matt, who you think of as kind of your pastor. Maybe he's more your pastor than Andrew now. I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Well, I'm going to just say that and say, no, Tim has really been happy to be here. There's CMA buddies that come, and we can't always get out to Rosedale, and then there are a few mornings that we just don't go out. And so he's concerned why nobody's gotten back to him. And I will tell whoever, and I'm talking to, which will be a woman, you know, his health's rather fragile. And by rights, I don't know, I should take it off tape at this point. Maybe I will. What else do you think of with this? Give me some more insight, please.
Somebody dropped the ball in a big way. If they can't care about their parishioners the way they say they care about the world, then there's a problem.
You put that very eloquently. Note.
Thank you.
Okay. They hauled Bobby out of here in an ambulance.
Yeah, I remember that.
So on that note,
you remember it.
I know I screwed up. They took him in. They'd already sedated him to get him into the ambulance. I was about beside myself. I didn't know what to do because I have no ministerial at that point. It had lapsed,
right,
which would have walked me in there.
Yeah.
End of discussion. And paramedics, I don't know. He had talked to his ex-wife. That was the problem. That's some of why I think he went down. He didn't know what to do with her. Anyway, and she was in touch with them on phone. There was just all this shit going on. And I don't even remember how I did it or what I did. I came in and I made a few phone calls. That's weird. I don't remember calling Stan Smith, but believe it or not, that's the name that comes to mind. Maybe I did call Stan. Because he was on there. Stan Smith was his chaplain out at the prisons my dad knew. But he was occasionally doing hospital. Why do I hear that name, Stan Smith? All of a sudden, I got this brilliant idea to call St. Thomas. Because I kind of knew who John was, or I kind of knew him. okay? And I got a phone call back within minutes. Because I left a message, and I called his number, but it was busy. I got a call back in minutes. He said, yes. And I said, I'm Kai. Oh, how are you doing? And I said, not good. Bobby, who lives here, he's a big guy. Oh, I've seen him walk through. Well, they just took him out. And John said, where's he gone? And I said, he's at Chilliwack. I can't get in. My ministerial is lapsed. And John said, I'm coming right over if you like. It was bizarre. That is bizarre, because I said, well, you know, if you could get in and see him. Nope. You want in? We're going in. And on the way down or the way back, I said, you know, I can't believe you did this. And he just looked at me and said, you are part of my parish. You do know that. Well, yeah, my grandmother was high Anglican, okay? Church of England. He said, it doesn't matter. I said, well, we don't really attend. You are my parish.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what I mean when I say there have been moments. Sandra doesn't always reply to his Facebook messages. Go figure. I can send him a message and it might be 3 days he gets back to it because he doesn't check Facebook. But if I've called, there's one too many moments that the Facebook message will appear. And that means he's in a meeting or whatever. He's got a lot of kooky duties. I mean, you're in the middle of a meeting or longhouse, you don't just sort of...
Well, it's like debit. David Royal.
Yeah.
That's why he's never at the classes anymore.
Because he's doing this.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you right now that I think Philip's got his hands full. His wife's home from the hospital, thank God.
Oh, good. Good.
Rennie was out there on Sunday, and she said, oh, it's so good to see Sheila. And Philip was... She did this with her hands. I said, oh, he wasn't right in there. Yes. He's just... But Philip's kind of like this anyway, from the looks of it. So now she's home, and oh boy, and...
Apparently he was a drinker.
That wouldn't surprise me.
He's Anglican.
No, it actually just wouldn't surprise me. But for all that Philip is a little off the wall, and he is,
yep.
I think he's got a good heart, and I wish they had not blessed the pole. I almost called him. But I'm not really a member of the parish. And they did do a dedication Anglican service around it this last week. I wish they hadn't. Energetically speaking, I feel that's Nailing's term. But energetically speaking, there's just something I don't think you should have. I think, you know, just let it stand. Don't do stuff.
I can understand why they would, though.
Well, I can understand why, but we gotta follow our sense or whatever. So you think that there's something darker there?
Yeah.
Okay, darker. What do you mean by darker?
It's not all sweetness and light.
You mean that all of that, he's there fully for the people, is not for real?
That's right.
Okay. Well, I don't know if I would say he's not all sweetness and light, then. He can still be sweetness and light, but I actually do believe that he's not fully there for the people. And
He just went for how long to Cuba?
That's neither here nor there. He needs a vacation.
He's in it for the money.
He needs a vacation. But the bottom line is, Tim, it's... all of that goes further. See, Mei-Ling it was nice. She thought I was much more centered. She says, you've really done a lot of work over this. I said, no, I didn't have to. It just happened. Because yesterday was... in The Wizard of Oz, there's this horrible moment that I don't even remember in the movie, but in the book. And suddenly the mask slips. And there's... You know who the wizard is?
Yeah.
Okay. And it's like there's this strange humor and shock and actual horror. So when the mask is torn off and you say, "Ah!" that "Ah!" at what you're seeing isn't just because of what you're seeing. It's because you didn't see it before.
Wow.
You see how the horror?
Yeah.
So when I tell you that I have not felt like I was kicked in the gut for a long time, and I have a lot of stuff. You overwhelm me. I'm tired. I do not go around saying, I've been kicked in the gut. I was kicked in the gut. I don't know how to describe it. Physically, I felt like I had been kicked. I would say by a horse, but a horse wouldn't have kicked me. So I literally, it felt like somebody had hit right here. And it was all in here. And it was bad yesterday. He was very pleasant when he babbled about moving a vehicle. But see, what gets me about moving a vehicle was the week before they told me to park there.
Who did?
Hell if I know. We were there. Not the week before that. Because there was no place to park. And I said, well, can I get him out here? Can I leave it here? Yeah, that's fine. That was the week that Leo was there. That was the week we were taking you to dump you off with your mask.
Wow.
And Leo's bike was there. And I sort of went, okay. So now suddenly it's changed again. And it was very, very strange.
Yeah.
And Matt did not tell me that we are all tired. In fact, the one who did, I'm highly suspicious of at this point. He has been a real whatever Christian type dude. He's in our age group. But
short dark hair?
No, it's not appropriate. I can't imagine saying to anybody, well, we're all tired. Unless they were a complete flake. And I don't think I'm a complete flake. There's some people I might, the dude out there who's just ripped off my van. But I'm not a complete fake. And when I was saying that, I was carrying 2 oxygen tanks, and nobody offered to help me.
Why are you carrying 2?
Because I thought I had to move the van, so I brought 2 in case one went down. And nobody offered to help me. They just told me they're tired too.
See, there's something not quite right.
There's something not quite right with that, because ultimately, even if they are pushing in the 50s, they're still a man, and I'm sure they are taller and stronger than I am.
Yeah.
And I struggled the door open and brought them in. Now, Matt may have come in on all of this late. It may be that he doesn't fully know. Mei Ling was very good with that. She says, well, he may not have been witness to all of this. You're right.
Yeah.
All he wants to do is give me this great idea about a valet parking. Well, first of all, you're from Alberta. And these are the things
they don't know valets.
I would like to joke about that. Matt, you're from Alberta or Manitoba. You don't have ICBC there. This is a whole new ballgame.
Yeah.
We don't just hand our keys to anybody. They had at least, if they are even a total stranger, which my insurance agent... See, this is a learning curve, isn't it?
Yeah.
I can give my keys to a total stranger and have them move the vehicle. And my vehicle will last 3 or 5 years, meaning they've got a 10-year safe driver. But they better have nothing on their record for that. I better not do it. See, right now, if I hand my keys to somebody that's connected in my household, that has not been told to ICBC, and something happens, they won't cover. So if I gave Kevin... Now, Kevin has no license, that's beside the point. Or Mew. Mew is now my daughter. Okay? So Mew's my daughter.
How about that, Bunker?
Listen to me. Mew's here, Kevin's here, and you're here. When I do that insurance, Tim, they say, and who will be driving this?
Principal driver.
Me. And who else? Mew. Only Mew. Okay? And they write it down with the birth date and the relationship. Now that's how
I didn't know that.
Oh, surprise. Welcome to
Yeah.
BC. And guess what? When Mew isn't around and I'm not well and you have to drive me to the hospital and have the accident, they will not cover it because you were not named. And it costs me $10 for every name that I name.
Oh, good grief.
Okay, so when I said, wait a minute, this doesn't work with insurance and he said, well, that's too bad. You change your insurance. Like, a lot of these comments were not that smart.
No.
And whether or not he's got to preach is neither here nor there. But they were really not informed comments. So he's not from BC. He's been here, what, about a couple of years? He really probably hasn't learned the ins and outs.
Right.
And okay, so we'll credit him with that. But anyway. Well, I don't know. If I was snuggled up to that Timmy, I bet he gives good hugs. He was such an incredible dude, Tim. God, that was incredible. Fuck. I told him he was an answer to prayer. He just went, I said, you have a spiritual path. I think that... Like, he was just... Anyway. Okay, so I'm going to turn this off.
Yeah, basically, yeah. We would have to schedule an appointment to come in to pick up the device. Yeah. And then you would take it home and you use it for the night.
So I try to carefully, get my finger to just scratch that rather than pulling it. But I know
you live
if
in
I move
Rosedale, right?
it's like a break.
Okay, so the location
Here, so we appear to be here for the moment.
Because
He's probably
you
in the
have
balance
the
or
email
whatever.
address, I can send you all the appointment information, the instructions about the testing, and you'll have our address and phone number.
it's in the nose and ran here, coming out of your mouth like a sidewalk.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yes, I was under the impression you were going to call them again. I leave them in a message. Maybe somebody would have talked to me before tomorrow morning.
Okay, so, are you able to come in this week on Thursday?
Come on. Come on. You can do it.
Yeah, when I saw that, especially because all the other
Yeah, sounds good, let's see. Tuesday the 15th, there's morning, nothing in the afternoon, but in the morning we've got 10 a.m., 10:30, 11, 11:30, up until 12:30 basically.
Where's your hair time?
10:30, sounds good, and I'll write that down and I will send it on your emails shortly, so you'll have appointment information and all.
Back in today.
Did he have another appointment with that Dr. Ekiadi?
Yeah.
And
He's going to do phone calls. And as far as the sleep study, I'm going to be honest with you. He shrugged and said that's really your guys' judgment call. That it may not be really the biggest thing. And we never went through with it. They were late coming. It
so
was
what?
okay. Weeb out at Abbotsford wanted to do a sleep study.
Yeah, during the
Okay,
week.
so the last time he was in, things were not good. Things got real tense for that week that he's going to go in. They were late coming to get him. I said, fine, do you want to go home? So we went home. So I have called Weeb's office once or twice. Nobody's returned calls. And we went to see El Kiabi, and I said, well, we'll ask him. And I said, what do you make of this? And he said, it's It's kind of your judgment call. Basically, I don't know if a sleep study is really that meaningful. I mean, if he's coping with his oxygen levels and everything else right now, why are we doing a sleep study? So.
Well, having a sleep study will confirm this, the CPAP, and it's best to have it done in order for the ministry to cover it.
Well, maybe that's the only reason we're doing it then. But you talk rather than me, because he didn't want to go either. So, and tell you the truth, I really, at this point, I don't want to be driving at 4 in the morning. My eyes are not what they used to be. And I am the one that's playing all the support. Okay?
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, like, we're right down to where they've taken away handicap parking where he goes and attends, and are arguing with me on that. Okay, like, you know, like, life is just sucks, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Like,
fix your hair, you're a mess.
well, like I say, it's best for you to go to the sleep lab because you have someone there watching you while you're sleeping. At least we have some readings for the ministry that will cover for machine or not.
But those came in from the hospital, your readings. That was what
Yes,
they did there.
but then they also need a reading with the CPAP on to prove that it's doing its job. Especially that you're going and see Dr. E, he's questioning why he's on the CPAP.
No, he's questioning why we're even doing a sleep study. El Kiabi questions why the sleep study.
But he doesn't even believe on the CPAP, remember?
Well, no, he sort of said, well, I think you should stay with it. That was the last thing, because this seems to be doing its thing, so do it.
So now he said yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's why you guys are getting confused, because having a specialist that is questioning why he should be using it, and now it's why he needs...
Well, basically, yeah, if this is working, why are we doing a study now? So that's kind of where it's at. But I don't know, you talk to him. I'm frustrated. I have to take him shopping, and he could have told me before I had to do a workshop. So, yes.
But the sleep study was suggested by Dr. Weeb.
Weeb. Yeah.
Dr. Weeb is a specialist.
Yeah, but that came back from back before we're at the hospital, before it finally came in. So he's been out for a while with this.
Oh, that is before he went, he got the CPAP.
Yeah.
I believe that it's good to have him there to go a sleep lab because again...
Well, maybe in the spring when I don't have to do it in the middle of the night because I will be the only driver and with work, so yeah.
But then I need this to be done too.
What do you mean? Well, he's doing that at night.
No, but I need to know if that's... Because what happened now, I can't even measure his blood gas, right? For his oxygen level.
Why?
Huh?
Why?
Because I don't do it here. But by doing the sleep lab, somebody will be there to have more an accurate reading. Then I can prove it to the ministry this is working for him.
Well,
because they require a sleep lab in order to cover a BiPAP machine.
We'll call Weeb and we'll get something on when we can find a driver, because if not, it's going to wait past the time change. I had a terrible time coming home that night, my friend. Okay, I really did. So, and it's kind of a bit of a hardship with, are we doing this or are we not, or the anxiety levels and everything else. So things are kind of doing well, and El Kiabi said, you know, it's his judgment call. Do it if you want, and don't do it. So, I don't know. You talk to him.
I don't know about this sleep lab thing. I'm not going to sleep, let's face it. In the hospital, it's a strange place. Live for 2 days. I won't be sleeping.
Are you sleeping at home?
Last night I wasn't.
Well, nobody was sleeping last night with the winds. That's beside the point.
Yeah.
Well, the machine kept shutting down.
That machine is because you're leaking so bad. You need to wash that
Hello,
cushion.
you.
You
Hi,
won't
you.
feel it if
Life
you don't wash
sucks,
it.
doesn't it? No kidding.
Especially that you have the mucus on it, your desk
Been a
is
fun
up.
day, including being over at the goddamn school. Tim, you weren't out in the outdoors in this weather 3 times this morning in the dark with a flashlight. Were you?
No.
You didn't really do much of anything bringing out that air conditioner other than stand around while I didn't realize that I destroyed a $275 object. Just lots of stuff, Tim. So what are you doing now, Tim?
Waiting for the microwave, like you said.
All right. Where is the flashlight? It needs to come over here. Your phone should have been charged and should be in your pocket with your other thing. Is it?
Yes.
Okay, let's have the flashlight. The phone should probably be over here too, shouldn't it? Have you got water in this thing yet?
Yes.
Okay, well, I don't know, but I think it's time that you start dripping over your hose rather than me. I put your hose in the your thing in the rolly cart downstairs. That was after I tripped into it again. And I did that tonight coming upstairs. Because I was running to the next crisis. And Tim didn't know enough that he shouldn't leave fucking untied shoelaces in the middle of the floor.
Untied shoelaces?
Yeah, the fucking goddamn thing was not put in the rolly cart. The hose was across, whatever, laying in the middle of the floor with a loop-de-loop in it. But don't worry, Mommy put it in the rolly cart and tucked it to the side, which is still easy enough for you to get at. It isn't like it isn't. Now where is the house phone?
Throw it over.
Well, I don't know what you did with it, Tim. I guess you should put it someplace, and if you want me to backload you, I've got new rings on. I think it's remarkable that somehow or other it's probably my responsibility to make sure that you get to the sleep lab, that I make sure you get to Freshco on your time. At that point, Tim, you really do need to be paying me a lot more. I need to be paid for my time, too. What comes in from you is kind of covering stuff. Kevin turned his heater on 2 days ago. So I take it that that doesn't even show on the current hydro. Would you like to know what the hydro was? $700.
That's for how many months? 2 months?
That's for 2 months. Whose do you think that is?
Mine.
Yes. It's the air conditioner in that unit. It's a lot of money. I would say that right now, without those on, I would be about $200. It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Well, you know, you just deciding that I can drive past Freshco 5 times and we aren't doing anything and we're going to go home and we don't know what we're going to do. But suddenly you decide that you're going to have to go shopping just suddenly. You've had 3 fucking days we've done this. If I'd been told about that during the day, I probably wouldn't have lost something that cost me money. including the $15+ to buy the fucking doohickeys to try to get it out of the fucking window before the goddamn thing blew out with the wind. These are not responsible moments, are they, Tim?
No.
Whose non-responsible moments are they?
I guess they'd have to be mine.
I guess they are. So let's get on with the evening with whatever you think you're doing right now. Okay. Thank you. Probably good you spelt wine because it means that you had to wash the black mat hopefully properly for a change. Well, you don't. You take a damp cloth and you swirl it back and forth and hope to God it's done. It's not done. A brush would make a difference. A certain amount of sudsy water would make a difference in a brush. And as far as I'm concerned, that's basically lazy on your part. That's why you have to do it 18 times and it's still not done.
Everyone was expecting the Messiah to come soon, and they were eager to know whether John might be the Messiah. John answered their question by saying, I baptize you with water, but someone is coming soon who is greater than I am, so much greater that I'm not even worthy to be his slave, and untie the straps of his sandals. He will baptize you with the Holy Spirit and fire. He is ready to separate the chaff from the wheat with his winnowing fork. Then he will clean up the threshing area, gathering the wheat into his barn, but burning the chaff with never-ending fire. John used many such wordings as he announced the good news to the people. John also publicly criticized Herod Antipas, the ruler of Galilee, for marrying Herodias, his brother's wife, and for many other wrongs he had done. So Herod put John in prison, adding this sin to his many others. One day when the crowds were being baptized, Jesus himself was baptized. As he was praying, the heavens opened, and the Holy Spirit, in bodily form, descended on him like a dove.
There's no reason why you can't
And
stop reading.
A voice from heaven said, You are my dearly loved Son, and you bring me great joys. Jesus was about 30 years old when he began his public ministry. Jesus was known as the son of Joseph. Joseph was the son of Heli. Heli was the son of Matthat. Matthat was the son of Levi. Levi was the son of Melchi. Nahum was the son of Melchi was the son of Noah. Noah was the son of Joseph. Joseph was the son of... Do you want to go through all the sons of everybody?
No, you don't have to do that.
And Jesus, full of the Holy Spirit, returned from Jordan River. He was led by the Spirit in the wilderness, where he was tempted by the devil for 40 days. Jesus ate nothing all that time and became very hungry. Then the devil said to him, If you are the Son of God, tell this stone to become a loaf of bread. Jesus told him no. The scriptures say people do not live by bread alone. And the devil took him up and revealed to him all the kingdom of the world in a moment of time.
Let's stop there, okay? That would just kind of be an idea, wouldn't it? Okay.
I thank you for the day. Thank you for
The fact that I didn't kill you? Yeah, okay, that's a good one.
Thank you for making sure I'm still alive. Thank you for Guy. I know she's having a hard time. Let's take out some of the blocks. Give her a good night.
Thank you. It's very sweet that you would pray for me. Thank you. I do appreciate that in some strange way, okay? You've got 58, you've got this to watch. And I'm about to go down there tomorrow and be a diplomat. I could have used you calling again today. I think it's remarkable we haven't heard from anybody.
Yeah.
Okay? That's really kind of odd. You did leave the phone number,
yes.
Did you not? Well, that's real interesting. So unless somebody's gone away, well, you would think somebody would call. You know...
Is there a church number we can call?
That's the only number available. With somebody who sounds like it's their private phone. So it's somebody in the church who said, well, I'll answer it. But the bottom line is I'm assuming the message has gone through. Mailing would tell me I'm pulling at straws, but I just have that feeling. And I have the feeling that somebody has made a judgment call that this is about whatever went on. And yet, ultimately, it might be about planning your funeral. Let's think about it.
Yeah.
Okay? So, I don't know what else you want to follow up, but it seems to me that I have spent 2 years giving everybody the benefit of the doubt with no judgments. And I don't think that's what's gone on that side. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Okay. This isn't the first time that I did not feel supported. There have been 2 other times. I'm on the 3rd hit.
What's this church?
We're not talking about when you were dying. But as I said, I don't know if it was the church. When you were dying in the hospital, there are, like I said, 4 women who have been incredible. And tell you the truth, I didn't get a call back from pastoral staff during that hit. They did text forward and then assured me that somebody would be praying, but that they would be praying, and they called me on my cell regularly. I was talking on my cell driving 120 miles an hour down Parallel Road. Hi, how you doing? No, he's not dead yet. So, if I actually examine all that story, as I recall it happening, my lawyer self says, things aren't good. I have the feeling John Sovereign would have been there for me.
Yeah.
And I have the feeling that Philip, for all Philip is Philip, would have been there for me. I wish to God I had known his wife was in the hospital. I would have been there for him. And the reason I say those things is because Andrew was there for us. And CMA was there. Al called me repeatedly. Regularly. Manfred less so. Although well, he did. When it first started, it was Manfred and Al who said, you go. Manfred said, you get those papers there tonight. And I went, oh my God. He said, I'll drive you. Like, what? Think about that. Think about that. And I said, no, I can do it. And I went tearing off to find you in diapers again. And when did I talk to him next? I wish I'd logged all of this. I bet you I could fathom it out from the emails and Facebook as to what happened with when. But yeah, I talked to Al the next morning. And he said, no, I'll get the word out. Or whatever, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
He didn't put it that way, but... And when I went screaming into that parking lot, and everybody formed a big circle, Al said to me, he said, well, you're going back to see Tam. Yeah, okay, all right, I told him that. And he says, but on your way home, you have to stop in. You stop in. And I said, well, it may be later. Everybody will be gone. You stop in. I said, okay, I'll come off highway and I'll do that. So you may have had a lot of really kooky visions, but you know what? That night and a couple of other nights, there was a motorcycle that I would follow in. I still haven't figured that one out. It wasn't always the same bike. But there was typically a rider that ended up doing whatever. And if I pulled out, he'd pull out in front of me. And then he'd pull back. Like when I'm pulling, like, fuck, man. I hope you like that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that Uriel rode motorcycle. And I have the feeling that the group here that we have been attending for all that they ride bike would not get the depth of those things.
Probably not.
I actually think Al might. Well, Al would look at me, Uriel? Yeah, one of the 4 archangels. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, see, at least you knew that, didn't you? It wasn't Michael.
No, I wouldn't put Michael past anything.
Well, Michael's a warrior, and Gabriel's a healer. And who else is there? Quick. There's 4 of them.
I used to know.
Oh, sorry, Gabriel. Did I say Gabriel? Michael is the warrior. Gabriel is the messenger. Raphael is the healer. I always thought of him as gay. You just saw a gay angel, didn't you?
Yeah, that's frightening.
Who is Uriel?
Lawyer?
Uriel is not only a defender, he's actually a ferryman.
He's the gay one.
No, he's a ferryman.
A gay guy.
The equivalent of like a Hades. Or a ferryman to Hades. Uriel was the one who, according to the Book of Enoch, basically defeated most of the fallen angels. That gives him a sword, too.
Yeah. 2
cherubim were set officially at the Garden of Eden.
I thought Michael was the warrior.
Listen to me. 2 cherubim were set at the Garden of Eden.
Yeah.
According to the Book of Enoch, Uriel positioned them. Uriel's got a lot of tasks. Uriel not only wields a sword, Uriel looks after the dead and takes them places. Uriel does just about everything, and Uriel is like a guardian. And there's a lot of other angels that sit in the pantheon that are named, that sit in Jewish Torah, but ultimately Uriel looked pretty good on those bikes. It didn't always look like it was. I swear it was the same fucking rider and the bike changed. It was bizarre. And Uriel is in Torah. I don't know why I'm telling you all this, because it's kind of kooky. That's why. Uriel in Torah, just like he appears in my novels, Uriel is the dude in the Saxons. Michael is big and strong and wields a sword, and you know, that's Uriel. You don't want to go up against Uriel. Well, you don't want to go up against Michael, but trust me, Uriel doesn't need the army behind him. So Uriel is kind of, anyway, I don't know. Okay, where was I going with that? Well, ultimately, it was Al and them. I stopped in there a few times. That Al would talk to me. He says, "Stop in and tell us. Stop in."
On Friday nights.
On Friday nights, because they were doing gatherings, or just en route home. So a lot of those things count for something, and when it's all said and done, that was not what was coming from the pastoral staff.
No.
But it was coming from the women, and I talked to Colleen tonight too, and she is one of them, of those 4 women, and there are 4 of them. Well, I can almost say 5, but there are 4. And so I'm going tomorrow to touch base with people that I formed a relationship with.
Okay.
And 2 of them are going to be there and said, "See you Wednesday," and I guess that's a good enough reason for me to show up, isn't it?
Yep.
And it will be sad if I have to say,
Fuck you.
the church, because it's not because I'm a witch, but apparently because they can't provide handicap parking. 2022 is a strange world. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I can't wait till I tell Leo.
Yeah, that should kind of blow him away.
Well, I have the feeling Leo's got enough balls to go to the administration and say, there's a problem here.
Yep.
I'm coming here and there's a problem.
Yeah, that could be interesting.
It is, isn't it? One of my biggest shocks in the last few weeks, Tim, has been seeing Leo there. And Larry's coming. He said Larry's coming. For fuck's sakes.
Larry and Leo in a church on a Sunday.
Leo's been there 3 Sundays.
But Larry as well.
Leo
Who's
is
next?
related now to one of those women who stood up for me. It can't get stranger. I mean, it just can't get stranger. If I ever sit down with her, I don't think she'll get the gist of it, although she's my age.
And then who's next?
We
Roger and Swish?
Yeah, maybe. I guess the administration's going to have to deal with this, huh?
Yes.
Okay, well, it was remarkable when I got a hug on Sunday. You'd already gone on. This is before everything happened. And Leo said to somebody, "Well, I've known her for 40 years. And I said, "You do know it's longer." He said, "It's 19... I'm not going to quote the date because I'm on tape probably. And I said, "See? Do you realize how old we are?" And I whapped his belly and I said, and "See?" It's pretty wild, ain't it?
Yeah.
And then I said to somebody that I got introduced to, I said, "You do know that I'm going to decide I'm your auntie." And the woman in question, who I know, who supported me with prayer and you and everything, I don't fully got it. I mean, she didn't get it. Not fully. I don't think she did. Leo did. Leo just roared. He said, "Yeah!" But Leo's background is not only white, it's white, Afro-American, and Indigenous. Leo gets auntie.
Yeah.
I said, "Yeah, I'm the auntie. You do know that." And I went like this, right? And this one in question just sort of laughed and whatever, and I thought, no, she's got some second thoughts here as to what? I was never Leo's lover. I don't know what I was. I think I was just little Kathy.
Right.
So, anyway, let's just move along here. I'm going to take these. And we're not going to have, hopefully, any more emergencies tonight. No, we've had our emergencies, so obviously I've lived through that. Okay, that's one way to do it. Now what are we doing? You're going to
Starting
eat.
this.
You're going to eat while we watch this, right?
No, I'll probably eat or watching Sox. Or Vikings or...
Okay, what would you like to talk about then? And we'll sit here for another few minutes.
I'm sorry the day went sideways.
Why did the day go sideways, Tim?
Because of things I didn't do.
I think you said because of things you didn't do.
Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly why the day has gone sideways. And I do have my hands full with you. And Bonnie was gracious enough last night when I said, I don't know what to do. Al said mashed potatoes, and Bonnie, I can't do it. Unless I find somebody to build them and keep them warm and deliver them, I can't do it. I got my hands full with Tim, and she said, you got your hands full. And she told me to bring whatever. A couple of things that I don't think I want to bring. I have got things that I could bring because I've got access to pick up, and some of those dips are to die for, Tim. They're $15 a container this big.
Wow.
The ones that I was taking to Pam are $15 a pop. So it isn't like I'm bringing cheap shit.
Yeah.
And the other thing is you better plan on buying Bannock. I haven't talked to Stalo Catering yet. But Stalo Catering will not only do it, they would probably deliver it for me. And
how many pieces of Bannock?
I don't know, it's whatever deal they give me. I would think at least 40. 40 pieces of Bannock and a jar of jam. That's what I want delivered. And I will bring some other stuff. I won't bring dessert. I will bring possibly those dip things because, like I said, you know what? That's not a bad contribution. They're $15 a pop.
Right. We're supposed to bring 2 presents as well?
Yeah, that has to be done, but I suspect it's going to just be a couple of boxes of chocolate. It's the easiest way to do it. And the only other thing to do is to wrap up 2 of those puzzles. Which would be cool, too.
Have they been opened?
No, they're brand new puzzles. The limit is $15. And the comment Al said, he said, it doesn't have to be $15, but that's the limit. Okay, fine. Well, we'll wrap 2 puzzles up. So we could probably do that, but I might need wrapping paper. I don't know if I have wrapping paper to use. I am not certain. And the other fun part would be do it in newsprint. That's kind of old school. Do it in newsprint and put a bunch of bows on it with, you know, some glitter and say there. And people will go, what is this? And they'll shake it and they'll think it's a puzzle or it's not a puzzle. Well, why not? And they're going to play some kind of game like with music and pass it along and, you know, the oops.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what they're going to do. So you can go and pour. That's one of the new boxes?
Yep.
Okay, so you know where I keep them. Good, thank you. You can pour that. And I'm not impressed with the fact that I was falling down again today. It's not cool with what you're doing with that regulator thing or whatever you've got. It's not cool what you're doing with the vacuum here. We've talked about these things, Tim, or I have. The vacuums need to be in a position like this because otherwise we trip over them, or you can. If you trip over it, we have probably a bigger problem than just me. Although right now we have a big enough problem with me tripping over it.
Yeah.
Well, that's not cool downstairs, is it? That canister that you use should be in a wheelie cart, should it not?
Yeah.
Well, why would you not put it in it tonight? Okay, sitting there shaking your head isn't
I
good.
could have sworn I did.
No, you did not. So shaking your head is not good enough right now. And the fact that you cannot record whether or not somebody's called to leave me a message is not good enough either. That it just went out of your head. That's really not a good enough
Piece of
excuse.
paper that's just on my desk.
Well, then I guess you better
So,
put it in place.
what are you going to do to
Gotta
mitigate
get
that?
When?
pad of paper down.
And
You're
there's
gonna do it
paper
on what?
over there. You take it out of the back of the printer. I even provide the paper. See, this is what I don't understand with you. I don't understand it. So you go get some paper, and you fold it in half, and you get it in fucking place. And let's get that going, and you've got an airflow in here at least. I have the feeling that the winds are going to keep up, which is what they say they're going to do. So I have the feeling I'm up 2 or 3 times tonight. This isn't really anything new. I usually am this time of year. You would be off at work and I'd be up 3 or 4 times out in the yard.
Right.
But you're not at work and it's still happening.
Yeah.
Okay. And while that's happening, you're not washing down the mats properly. So there's lots of reasons why I'm angry.
Yep.
Have we seen Gunner lately? Gunner has been in here, and Gunner may be in here now. We don't know. Gunner has obviously been in there. Gunner may be stuck in there. Gunner really can get out of there, even if that's jammed in there. If Gunner gets out of there tonight, I have to repack that. That means that Stephen King book is going to come in handy. Let's,
The red pumpkin?
I'll try a picture of this. Mew is telling you. What are you telling him? What did you tell him? No, you told him. I know you did. There's Lady Grey. Mew is telling you that she agrees and you're an ass. Or something like that.
Right.
That's exactly what she just told you. But you don't speak animal speak. So what do you want to talk about? I'm going to sit here and leave this on tape for another couple of minutes and figure out what we're talking about, or there you get to talk and I can look at the cats.
Why is it every time I figure out that we can have a really good day, it turns to shit?
Why do you think it is?
I'm not trying hard.
I think that is a lot of it, Tim. I think that's most and all of it. You know, you've got this bright idea that what you're doing is the same as it was 15 years ago or 10 years ago, or when you were at the Harrison, and you're not. You have not come to grips with the fact that your eyes are not all that good, the fact that you think you've done what you've done and you really haven't, and you're sitting down again and then you're forgetting, and you really haven't taken all of that into account. Did you get razors today?
Yes.
Well, you've been asked to shave for the last 3 days, and we're at 3 days.
Yep.
What happens on the 3rd day for me, the warden?
I finally got razors.
No, what happens for me on the 3rd day?
You lose it.
Okay, so on my own behalf, I will say, you know, I'm pretty patient. I go through 1, 2. It's usually the 3rd time that I flip. That goes for you, or that goes for Matt and his buddy on Sunday. This is the 3rd hit. It was the 3rd hit. I haven't said to you, I have to ask you, in the course of the last couple of months, have I given you any suggestion that I have been doubting how things go over there?
No.
Okay. Well, I have. There have been a few thoughts that have occurred to me. I've said, okay, we'll watch, we'll just watch, we'll just watch. Well, this is now the 3rd hit. So it doesn't really take me on the first one. The first one, there's always a good excuse, I'm sure. On the second one, maybe there's an excuse, although it gets less so. But the 3rd one has already set a precedent now. That's it. This is what's going on. Okay. Anyway. In fact, it's really nice because those black mats almost look clean for a change. And everything looks wiped. Nothing like wine to disinfect things and baptize it. Alcohol is considered demonic in almost all Christian circles, including apostolic teachings, because it's fermented. So anything decaying is considered corrupt. You didn't know that, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, well, good. That's good. And yet, you know, it's really odd because it's actually some of the best stuff going. Okay, so you going to eat now, or what are you going to do?
Not yet. No,
Okay, well, we're going to listen to this. And is this Sundays?
Yeah.
Okay, well, then I'm going to listen to this and see what it is. I think it's odd because ultimately he has a men's conference. You might even be wanting to talk to him about that.
No.
Well, listen to me. If push comes to shove, I'm hoping you're going to back me on these thoughts. We wanted to talk about the handicapped. We wanted to talk about end-of-life stuff. And we wanted to talk about the men's conference. And I'm sorry, Matt, that I really was losing it on the handicap thing. But right now, what do you suggest about the other stuff? Because it's been interesting with how I felt emotionally and how Tim has felt emotionally. And you would back me on that?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Well, this is why Mei Ling said, well, you know, you got to be gracious, you got to be diplomatic, you got to apologize profusely, but you need to get your point across. And I have not talked to any of those 4 women about what went on. But I have the feeling each one of them would be kind of something. So,
You ready?
no, I am not, but that's beside the point, Tim. Tim, please don't piss me off right now, okay?
Welcome home. Welcome to your house. Most importantly, welcome to God's house. So good to be home.
It's not my house. I have no place to park.
Made a few friends there. And yeah, so I just want to say hi to all our Cuban fans
I will
that are
watch
watching
this.
online.
Okay.
Isn't that cool? Our family goes so much further. So Marco,
I want your opinion. Right hand. I want your opinion.
The harp string. Welcome, dear.
What?
This is Lord.
What?
Pretty.
Pretty. Left hand's only pretty?
I do not live. You have a message for Lord Utrecht.
What is missing?
Wrist work.
I've got to wear the turquoise.
Lord Utrecht.
That's the easiest way to do it. Actually, it's not just turquoise, it's Corsia Cola, which is much more powerful.
Tonight, begun that which cannot be stopped. London.
What about...
Why do you want to see this?
I am watching it. What about this? What do I do with this?
Turn it into a neck piece.
King of Mercy.
Tomorrow?
King of
For tomorrow?
and Dane.
What do I do with it?
Hold on to it till Sunday. Turn it into a neck piece. Hold on to it till Sunday.
I'll wear it. I don't have to wear a neck piece, I just have to have it on me. That was easy. Okay, we'll work with that.
Bury him. Lord King.
I really could probably wear more rings. But right now it feels right. It's kind of bizarre, you know,
Yeah.
like there's this moment that it just says yes. And I go, but what about, and it really feels right. What do you read on this? I don't even have it. Okay, so you said aggressive. Wait a minute. What do you read from the little finger
So I know.
forward?
What we've just witnessed. You believe it to be true? I do.
Don't get too carried away trying to examine the ring. You just have to get the energy.
Yeah, not somebody to fuck with.
No doubt.
Little finger. Next finger.
So,
Judgment.
what now? Your
Next
son,
finger.
Alfred is nothing compared to the gods.
It's a surety.
Next finger.
Utrecht. It is our
Lenience.
birthright.
What?
Called
Lenience.
Ah, the two pillars. Hermetic
The brothers Siegfried and Derek.
magic. Go on.
What Bjorn says. They're attacking London.
Your thumb.
Cannot say for certain. Lord.
My thumb. That's all you can come up with?
No, the rings on your thumb.
I do have rings on my thumb.
Mastery.
What?
Mastery.
Ooh, I better look at this. What did I... Ooh. Okay, what was the first one? Don't fuck with me, and... Ooh, mastery. That's interesting given what I've got there. That's why I'm asking. Okay, let's play with this now. You said these are pretty. Well, they are. Isn't that pretty? It's pretty. I can, like, work hypnotism. Let's talk about this now. Little finger.
Drawing in.
What?
It can draw you in.
But you hesitated on that, didn't you?
No.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
What did you call it?
It can draw you in.
Okay. You did hesitate. Next one.
It can hold you
Back.
Back, yeah.
Next one.
Balance.
Really?
Living with Saxons for too long.
Ooh, next one.
Surety.
Water is good. We're a long way from the city.
Uncertainty.
Certainty.
Uncertainty.
What?
Uncertainty.
Fuck, baby, it ain't mine.
I'm thinking about the man in the grave, Bjorn.
I'm going to show you 10 fingers. And I'm just doing the virgin child moment. I want you to tell me which intimidates you the most. I was going to say which is the most powerful. It will depend on people. And I don't actually have rings that would really cut the hell out of people.
Who should have gotten there?
I only,
Word has been that you were missing.
that would literally slice
I
foreheads.
see you managed to remove your head from the king's ass. Well, for the moment. He's sleeping.
And I'm not wearing
King asks questions
my
about your
nose
loyalty. That's
well,
his way.
like the
He
equivalent.
tells me that you've been associating with those
Wait a
heathen
minute, I
days.
gotta fix this.
Like
Sometimes
this
they
one here.
slide. Which one triggers you the most?
You see the blood between your legs, my dear.
Whatever way, whichever triggers you the most. It was that easy. Your second attack. Middle one.
At ease, man.
Why? What's the most dangerous?
What? Take your house.
That's the most dangerous. You're right. I'm hoping I'm buried with it because whoever inherits it, he doesn't know what to do with it.
There can be no bloodshed here. We're all mistaken, and we're all proud.
Is it stronger now or was it stronger yesterday? I just want a yesterday or now.
Now.
And I did think I did it right.
Oh, is it?
Goody! I'm having fun. I can think of something else. I can't believe I changed that out. That's...
I have the king's trust.
What do you make of this?
It's like a dark door.
Okay, that's good. Well, it is dark. It can be very dark. What else are you seeing with it? Just off the top of your head.
I want him dead.
Blank space.
Too soon. I'm sure Alfred
What does he do?
But he knows he's right.
Doors
He's
are
nothing
open,
but a
doors
heathen.
you.
Richard kills Danes.
Kills Danes. Survives sleep.
I could tell you about the
Saves the
stone.
life of children and mice, no doubt.
You want to know about the stone?
You can mind my teasing the phrases.
It allows you to run invisible.
Oh, okay.
I guess that would fit, wouldn't it?
Yep.
I do not like it.
Take pictures. Don't touch my fucking cigarettes. Hey, that at least, all right? Are you still taking pictures of nothing?
No, I actually stopped it.
Oh, that's good. I would like something sweet, and I don't know what to do, but I did buy this. By the way, this stuff is $10. So it better be fucking good.
That better be really good.
I guess it better, because I suspect I'll never do it again. Come on, uppy, uppy, uppy. Oh, god damn. I'm working on it. You might or might not need a lid for this somewhere along the line.
You know what?
A lid. Hello?
Yeah, okay.
Well, it would be a good thing, wouldn't it? Oh, fuck. Oh. And garbage, and this, and this, and this. Okay, where is the one that you're putting in tomorrow? This is it. My fucking hurt. That's beside the point, right?
2, 3. This is the next one, and then there's one on for supper. All right?
Right.
I have supper, and you have supper, and food tomorrow. Look, here. Take pictures. It'll be fun.
What the heck is that?
I don't know. I know what they call it, so I can only imagine what it tastes like. Oh God, it looks awful. Okay, there, I'm taking pictures of you. Look at me. I don't know if we want to eat this. Okay, so I hope it is half decent, because $10 is a lot of money to buy something that's crap. There. It's not bad, but it's not worth $10. I can tell you that right now.
Is it popcorn?
Yeah, it's a form of popcorn. You may need to go turn this thing on, okay? Well, tell me what you think. Is it worth $10 for that much?
Wiping my arse.
It is good to see you here, Wilfred. But your friends are not familiar.
I don't think it's worth $10, okay?
My spies tell me you want to marry
It's not bad, but it's not worth $10.
I've already married Alfred's daughter.
It looks real pretty in the package, but it's not worth $10.
Richard Weiss.